Started. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Daring Faith team call. I just wanted to give a little shout out since I know that last week we congratulated, but now it's officially official that Anna is Emerald and in Success Club, as is Sam. So this is really cool, guys, because between the three of us, I know that Jenny, Miss Boss Babe, is well on her way. Signing up her hubby, which is very exciting. But this is the most we've ever had of coaches in Daring Faith that are actually on the board, not just on the board, but in Success Club. So three of us are there. We've got two others that are well on their way, and all very, very exciting news. So, wait, I'm really confused now. Jenny's now on. Who's Boss Babe?
Oh, that's me, but my phone died, so
Okay,
now I'm on my
I
iPad.
thought that was Jenny. I'm really confused.
Sorry, guys, technical difficulties.
You're all good. I just confused myself. But anyway,
no problem.
so yeah. So I just found that really, really exciting. I wanted y'all to know that, like the impact is starting and it's in transition. Brittany, Christy, and I think that's it. That's right. So there's five of us on the board, three of us that are actually in Success Club. So I just found that very exciting, and I had to definitely.
I have a question about Brittany. Is she the pictures for the Today Show? Is that like for real happening?
Yeah.
Like she's gonna be on there tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Like I kept reading it, and I was like, "Wait, is this like for sure?" Because that's crazy. But I'm so excited for her.
I know, like super exciting. Like Joe got corporate to reach out to him when he went through it was either Body Beast or Hammer and Chisel when he shared his results. And so that's definitely where they are looking for people.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm just very excited. And she's on our team, so I just thought.
We know somebody that's going to be famous.
I know.
But
it's like I'm going to be on the Today Show. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, so crazy. But I also wanted to just thank some of y'all for filling out that questionnaire. I don't think I sent it to you, Jenny, just because you're so new, so you didn't really have, it would have been kind of pointless to share it with you. It was more of like at least being involved for a solid month. So, but it did help. Basically what I sent out was like it was 3 questions for before Families on a Mission, what was your life like before, and then how has your life been now? And it was just really amazing to see like the consistency. So the reason I want to share it with you guys is because having my little pep talk I received from Sam this morning was very necessary. But how quickly we can overcomplicate this entire process and hop from one idea to the next. And zoning back to the simplicity, everybody obviously has their own like transformation and their own reasons why Beachbody has helped them, but the foundation of it all is the same. A lot of us were like seeking or needed it was all about fitness, nutrition, and accountability. Period. The end. That's it. So it was just really cool to see like everybody's like own words on how that transformed them. And so just going forward, I just want, I can be all over the place, and I don't think that I like am open enough in sharing that I can be all over the place sometimes. So while I might look like I have my crap together, it's a facade. So I need to work on being a little bit more open and vulnerable to you guys to share those such things so that we can kind of help to keep each other a little bit more on track. So with that to say, I want these calls to be a little bit more, I'm calling them mastermind brainstorming sessions, because I want everybody to feel, as I've said in the past, like you have a voice. But even more than that, I want to build on leadership a lot more. Because if I can do this, everybody can do this. And I know that y'all are here for a reason. You want to change your life through this coaching business in some way, shape, or form. So Monday, And the past couple of days I've been sharing about doing this whole free group thing. What I really want to do is kind of hone in on a couple of things of what I find leadership to be as coaching, and this, I guess, not so, yes, the expectations of being a coach and being a leader, but, just, this is pretty much going to be like the really hard thing that I find. I struggle with sharing this because in my heart, I want to like love on you and do everything I can. But at the same time, if I do that too much, then it doesn't empower, right? And it does, and as if domino and trickle effect down the down line, it's not going to help anybody. So as I shared with Sam today, when I teach insanity classes, and I did so for 3 years, man, you saw nothing but tough love from me. Like I was like drill sergeant, like I had the nickname drill sergeant in my classes because I was so very forceful of like, I wanted to empower you. I wanted to push you. I wanted to push you so much into greatness. Like y'all, it's a whole nother Ashley in that room, like when I'm teaching. And I want to bring more of that Ashley into here because I know that if I could do it in there and to see how much transformation happened in those classes, could happen there, then it could happen here. So bear with me because it for whatever reason, I'm not uncomfortable doing it in a classroom setting, but I'm kind of uncomfortable doing it here. So I'm trying to get better. So one thing I want to start off with, and it's very, very important that you not only take advantage of what I'm about to share, but that this also becomes a duplication effect to everyone that you bring into this team. You've heard me say it before, but I'm going to say it now, and then I'm going to treat it like I did with Sam. And that is, as you're learning and growing in this business, from the trainings to implementing, the steps of the vitals and all of that stuff. When it comes to inviting, when it comes to overcoming objections, when it comes to learning how to sign somebody up, or there's a question that you have, like maybe somebody ordered something and you need to fix it, anything involved with anything. It's so vital, and it talks about this in the training, in the Dare to Dream University training, how important it is that when you have a question to go to the FAQ first, then Google or YouTube or whatever, and then go to the team. And if you can't find it from all that, then that's where your coach comes in. And the reason being is because it helps you learn so much better as a coach and opens up your time. Because right now you might have just one coach that you're helping, but a year from now, when you have 100, you're not going to have the opportunity time-wise to help 100 people in a day, right? Is everybody following me? Okay. So and this is where I struggle really bad because I want to be there. I want to be that person. Truthfully, if I'm being completely honest, I want to have the phone call. I want to have the text message. And I think that's why I am sucking at it right now because I love it. Truthfully, I do. I like being that person that you can come to and ask questions and me have an answer. But that's not me being a good leader. It's being selfish. So I just wanted to share that. The tough love is that you've got to do that first, so that you can start to train yourself and recognize that we're network marketers. This is a bless and release kind of opportunity. And if we don't do that, then the next person isn't going to get blessed because they're just going to be, stuck in this position of not ever feeling like a true leader, and that kind of thing. So does that make sense? You still love me? Okay. And I am not talking to one particular person, just to put that out there. It's like I'm doing it to everybody. So just so you know. Okay. So the next step, I know that I've talked about the, this free group and VIP group and starting to really team up together. And then I've also last week had mentioned to you guys about doing the email marketing services and how I'm going to hone in on that. And then after I get that accomplished, then start sharing it with you guys. Cause obviously it takes a lot of time up front, but then it's not going to take so much time once it's built. So when I get to that place that it's not taking up so much time is when I can get to that place of sharing it with you guys. Obviously,
that's not going to, I can't promise that it's going to take a week for me to then share. It's going to take a little longer than that, especially mom life and also trying to do everything else with Beachbody. What this boils down to is I realize that I'm taking on too much. And it's really hard for me to even share that because it makes me feel weak. It makes me feel like, like I'm making excuses. It's not easy for me to say that. But with that said, with this free group opportunity, certainly I want to be a part of it. But I wanted to just take this moment and see, do you guys believe in it enough to where maybe somebody else would be open to taking the reins and kind of like starting to work with getting it initiated, if that makes sense, versus waiting for me to take on the whole project. So, and not to say that anybody didn't want to start doing that. That might be an assumption on my end, but I just wanted to open that up to see who's willing to take on what. And if that's not something you want to do, then we don't even have to worry about free group right now. I don't want to put on too much. I don't want to pile the plate too much for the whole team. I also want to give you guys opportunity to run the business as you see fit. But does that make sense? And what is your response to that?
Well, what does it take to run that group?
Did you watch the team call yet?
Yes. In my mind, though, it's still just a vague concept. For some reason, I'm not grasping the ins and outs of it, of what it looks like on the back end, like for something that we're going to do. What does it look like on a daily basis?
Okay, so you mean outside of the free group?
Yes.
Okay. Basically, what the free group means is this isn't your – Sam, do you want to try to answer this? Because I know that you kind of know a little bit more about this too.
Yeah. So what with the free group, okay, it's similar to a challenge group for paid customers. But what we're working on, what I talked to Ashley about, and what we're, the way that we're thinking about leading this is diversity is going to be key in doing this, especially when you have this. It was suggested that you go in with 4 coaches. So you want 4 different views, or, they don't have to be completely just out of this world different, but 4 different views so that you're not hearing one voice, because, you're not going to find that if Ashley has a certain group of people that she speaks to, where I have a different group of people that I speak to. Anna's group may be different than that, and Jenny, yours may be different than that. So the 4 of us, we all have different views, okay? And I may bring in someone that connects more with, Ashley's message or with your message, Jenny. So what it'll entail is, like, in the mornings, you'll have a challenge. Like on Mondays, you'll have like a motivation Monday or something, where the people are doing, posting motivational quotes and stuff. And then on Tuesdays, like in the VIP group, Ashley does the scriptures and things like that. So that will be something else that we can bring into the group. And then if another day someone wants to bring in, recipes, and then another day someone wants to bring in something else, what the free group does is you're literally bringing in people that are interested in what we do but have no idea of what exactly we're doing. So bring them into that. They see that it's going to be a challenge, and there will be, somewhat of an accountability. It may not be full accountability like we do with our groups, because obviously they're not drinking Shakeology yet. They don't have the workouts, but you can still add a workout aspect into it.
No, they do. This is for the 14-day free trial, so they're signing up for that.
Okay, yeah. So they do have the workout, and they are seeing the foods and the, all of that kind of stuff. So it'll just be little bits and pieces of what we're doing, and just seeing it coming from different people is what the free group is about.
Okay, so we're mimicking what the current VIP group is, and then they aren't staying longer than the 14 days, then we're removing them.
Right.
So basically the way that this works, and like what you'll want to do, if you haven't already, she created a dummy group for Dare to Dream, Chrissy, the girl that hosted that team call,
Yes.
there's a dummy group in there that you can request to join, so that you can then, you don't like on any comments or comment on any of the posts or anything, so that it's intentionally in a specific order so that you can see how they run it, so that you can actually get a visual.
Mimic it.
Policy. Yeah, exactly. So basically what they do is, like Sam said, they don't have Shakeology, they don't have the portion control containers, anything like that. But what they will have is there's like a pre-launch for Saturday and Sunday before the Monday that you would actually start this little 7-day challenge. And then basically what it does is it goes into saying like, okay, we're giving you like 24 to 48 hours to sign up for the 14-day free trial. Even if they don't have it signed up for the 14-day free trial by that Sunday night, they are removed from the group. And they are aware of this, that if they don't sign up for the free trial, then you are removed. The benefit of doing this for 7 days is that the 14-day free trial, that they have double the time to find out, like if they actually want to continue it. Then you also have plenty of time to upgrade them to a challenge pack if that's in fact what they want, or guide them on how to cancel their subscription and that kind of thing. While they're going through the 7-day challenge, Monday is like autumn day, so that they are sharing a trainer a day so that you can get an idea of like, okay, we're going to give you the reins to pick what workout you want to do, but it's a particular trainer. So obviously Autumn's done more than one program. You pick which one you want to do a day 1 to, and then at the end, kind of like how we do the polls at night in VIP, it's not necessarily a poll. Some might be polls, some might not be, but it's more of just getting their feedback. What workout did you pick? Did you like it or did you hate it? Be honest so that we can help you and that kind of thing. And then every day there's also a product that gets brought up. So like day 1 might be Autumn with the performance line. Day 2 is going to be Tony with like beach bars. Day 3 might be Shanti with Shakeology, like that kind of thing. That way, by the end of that week, they've gone through and seen all what's available to Beachbody On Demand. They've talked about the product and the value of it. They've heard stories from all 4 coaches that are hosting this and that kind of thing. So that way, by the end of the week, they've got a good, clear understanding. If they've been doing it, they've got an idea of like, do I really want to do this or not? So does that help to answer you as well?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Because I looked at the group and I wasn't understanding if we're adding everybody to that group or if we're creating our own. But it makes sense now.
Okay. Also, just to make sure to kind of back out of this free group is meant for, you've talked with somebody, you've invited them to the opportunity, whether that be coaching and or as a customer. They've given you objection as to why they can't, they're not ready, whatever the case might be. This is like that like, okay, well, hey, I know that you said you weren't ready for whatever reason. I do have a free 7-day group if you want to be a part of that, so you can at least just check it out and get your feet wet and see if this is something that you'd even be interested in doing when, and that kind of thing. So, so this isn't like a lead with, it's a like back burner, like, okay, this is like how I want to make sure that my people get set up, because a lot of times, like, who doesn't, most of the time people don't do something unless they've gotten like a splash of free before they actually commit, right? Like majority of the time that's what happens. Or it could be like in your case, Jenny, where it's like, son of a gun, I've tried everything. I need to find something that works. And then you just might be at that place where you're like, I'm ready for it. Let's just do this thing. But either way, you give them that option.
And with having the diversity of like different coaches that are helping to run this group, it usually, with 4 people, you're usually going to find one that hits on the reason that someone said, I can't do it right now. So for me, I'm a single mom with 3 kids, living on one income, which is not very much. So for those people that say I can't afford it, my story may help them, or also for the ones that say I don't have time. Well, I have 3 kids that are athletes, and I work a full-time job, plus I do softball lessons, and I'm a coach, and I still get my workouts in. So the I don't have time issue kind of gets thrown out the window there. So whenever someone hears that story and they see that someone that is busier than they are is making this work, it kind of makes them have to go back and rethink, okay, well, is that the only excuse that I have? Is it an excuse or is it a reality? Like, which is it? So it may give them that little push that they need that says, well, crap, if she can do it and she's busier than I am, or if she can do it and she makes less, you know, she has less money coming in than I do, then I should be able to do this too. So, hey, let me give this a try, you know. So that's where the 4 different coaches and different backgrounds and everything kind of comes into play with the free group.
All right. So does that all make sense? Anna, you in the clear? Okay. All right. So here's the next tough love kicker. Y'all ready for this? So, I know we've kind of gone back and forth with this, and I'm like, Joe like laughs at me. By the way, I'm gonna laugh at myself right now. You know, as a kid, when you like have a temper tantrum and you don't get your way and you stomp your foot, and you're like, "Mommy, no." Yeah, no, am I the only one? I still do that to this day, and he laughs at me. Like when I really get into like, no, like I like totally do that still. So this is me putting my foot down. When it comes to you growing as a leader, this is very important, and this is something that I need to learn the importance and the value of it, and what it's going to do to help everybody grow. So when it comes to after this free group, like regardless of whether someone comes in as needing that free group or they don't, I think it's extremely important that everybody has their own VIP group. And now what I mean by that is obviously you need like a lot of people like to have like their, what we call like an apprentice run group. So like you're kind of like co-hosting, or you're just part of your coaches. So like I know like Sam has done this. I know Anna, you're kind of in the trenches of doing it right now. Running it with somebody, or at least just really kind of heavily like involving yourself into it, so that you can get yourself like a little bit more acclimated, a little bit more comfortable, if you will, to then spread your wings and fly into doing your own, right? But obviously what a lot of times what will keep us from doing that is feeling like we don't have enough people to do one, right? I mean, of course, like why would you run a group if you have like one other person? It would kind of almost feel like meh. So I know for me, when I first got started, like I was telling Sam today, I didn't even participate in a challenge group. I immediately went out the gate and started my own. And what I see from that is the reason why I'm 4 years later still successful with this business is because I immediately took the leadership reins. Like I immediately said like, okay, well crap, like I don't have a group to be a part of. I've got no other option than to share my heart out and get some people, and let's get going on this, and let's do this together. So I realized like, okay, well, if that's what made it work for me, then I've got to help other people to discover that same, you have the leadership, you have the ability to get those people signed up. And it's just that like crunch time. Like it's, sure you've heard it before, like so many successful people will say this. You give yourself a deadline on a project to get it done in a month, you're going to get it done in a month. Give yourself a deadline to get that same exact project done in a week, you're going to get it done in a week. You know what I mean? Like you will make it happen. Like it's just life. Like I'm sure, heck, Jenny, you sharing, which by the way, you should probably share before we get done with the call, like how you've got like so much stuff going on. And I know you had your appointment today, so we want to hear about it. But you know what I mean? Like when we have so many things on our plate, like I tell people, kind of going back to Sam's time objection, I'm like, the less time you have, the better. Because then I know you're going to more likely get it done than if you had all the time in the world. I mean, that's the reality of it. So anyways, to come back full circle to that, what I thought would be really helpful is making, and this is something that you can continue to do for your own coaches, is once you've either hit Success Club or achieved Emerald rank, at that point, obviously, as we know, Emerald rank means you're open for business, right? So open for business means challenge groups, means implementing a little bit more of the business, right? Like you're taking ownership for what you're doing. So with that said, it's Success Club and or Emerald. And at that point, it's like, okay, it's go time. I can now spread my wings and fly. So how does that make y'all feel?
And I wanted to add something to that. The reason behind this is not only like it's two things. One, we can't continue to add people on top of people on top of people on top of people for Ashley to lead. because they signed up with you for a reason. They didn't, I mean, not that following Ashley and doing the accountability and stuff with Ashley is a bad thing, because obviously we're all here for a reason. But you spoke to them. Something about you is what brought them to this business, brought them to Beachbody to do the workouts and things like that. So they are there to hear your voice. And if you're just checking in, if you're just doing the challenges following someone else, at some point you kind of lose traction with those people, because they're not hearing your voice as a leader. And if you're trying to build leaders behind you, then they need to see you lead, not see you bring them in to follow somebody else. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay.
Can I get smiles so I know you're excited about this?
I'm ready to start my own group. I have nobody on my line though, but that's fine.
Well,
I can put some feelers out.
I mean, honestly, I think taking ownership of that makes you go, crap, I need people. Where if you're just part of a group, it's kind of like your laxities. Like, okay, whenever a person here and there comes, like I'll bring him. I'll do whatever I need to do. But when you know, like, oh crap, I gotta have my own group. Like, all right, I gotta have people to have my own group. So I think it's like it can be a the next best thing to help you grow your business, in my opinion. So there's that. So I think this is exciting, because the next thing I wanted to share with you guys is the intent I want to have with these team calls going forward, or at least for a season, just to see how it works. The program that I'm working with the email marketing services, she also has a Facebook group, and so I'm getting an idea from what she implements. She'll do like a live Q&A like once a week for like a half an hour, but 24 hours before the live Q&A, she posts in the group, like, to allow people to like share whatever questions that they might have of like what they're as they're going through this program, so that she can then answer them live, which I think is a fantastic idea. But this is going to be a little different, because obviously I'm not just going to be going live in a group. It's going to be like more of a mastermind call where we're talking together. So it's going to be like, whether it's whatever is going on in your current challenge group, and whether it's like pros and cons of what's going on, and if you're having struggles, share so that we can all collaborate together. If it's like some objections that you're working on within your inviting process, that for some reason you just feel like you keep getting stuck on something, and now you want to spend this time to like address those questions and figure out how can someone else on the team help, because maybe they've been through it and they kind of figure something out, whatever have you. It may just turn into a 2-minute soapbox of like, all of us are struggling with something. Like, okay, now that we know that we're all struggling with it, we got to figure out how to overcome it. Like, it may not always be that we have an answer. I'm not saying we're going to be the perfect group with the perfect answer every time, but I just think that that's going to help to bring more intentionality and truly build up like a leadership call here, and make it a lot more impactful, so that we can focus a little bit more on the creating solutions for all the problems that we might be having, and celebrate the successes with all of that. There was one other thing I was going to say, but now I can't remember. So does that sound like something that you guys think would be helpful for y'all? This doesn't mean that like questions can only get answered on a
Yeah.
course. Anybody else have anything to say? We've got like 9 minutes left on the call.
I do want to say, like, I promise you guys, this is going to be a huge transition from the Ashley that you guys have been seeing to the Ashley that I started with. Now, I did start 2 years ago with Beachbody, and the coach Ashley that I got is the reason that I'm running my own group right now. It's the reason that I'm hitting Success Club, and it's the reason that I'm an Emerald rank again, all of that kind of stuff. Nothing that, like, her being the coach that I needed had to do a lot with the success that I had before. And even though I had success before, I I had to leave for other reasons. Had nothing to do with the business or anything like that. It was personal and it was financial for me. But so I know that it works. I know that we all need that tough love. And I think that everybody here has the shoulders to be able to carry that tough love. We've seen a lot of the more nurturing Ashley that wants to help everybody and hold everybody's hands. And unfortunately, we're overwhelming her. And she doesn't do well with saying no because she wants to help everybody. But we have to start doing things on our own. We have to, as a team, as a whole, stop depending so much on her. If it's, no matter what it is, if you're struggling to find the answers and what have you, reach out to someone else as well. If you feel like, and that's going to be more of like in the question, the live Q&As and stuff, we'll be able to see more where other people are struggling, so you can see that it's not just us, or that it's not just you. If I'm struggling with something and I'm sharing it, geez, that was my dog. If I'm sharing it, say I'm getting the same same no's for the same reasons over and over and over, and you're getting those same ones, then we, like she said, we need to come together and we need to figure out why, like what we can change to change those no's to yeses. And if we're not doing that, if we're not progressing in that way, then we're all just going to stand still. But we have to do it as a team. We cannot just continue to lean on Ashley, because Ashley doesn't have the time that Ashley had before. Ashley has pockets of time, just like all of us now, that she's trying to do a lot of stuff in. And so, just, yes, go to your FAQs. If you can't find it there, then dive into Dare to Dream. I promise you, there is a lot of people in there, and I almost 100% guarantee you that somebody in that group has gone through whatever it is you're going through, and they'll be able to answer your questions, and questions that Ashley may not be able to answer because she may not have struggled with whatever it is, but somebody in Dare to Dream is. So lean on Dare to Dream a lot more and less on just your coach. And I'm not, I don't mean to just put Ashley out there, but I know that she is all of our coaches, or all of our coach. I don't even know how to say that correctly, but she's the one that signed us all up. There we go. So we feel like we need to go straight to her if we have an issue, and I'm guilty of it too. She has told me on numerous occasions, "Did you check your FAQ?" Well, crap, I didn't want to go through all that. I just wanted an answer. But in going to the FAQ, I've not only answered that question, but I've also run across other things that I'm like, oh, okay, so that's why that's happening, and this is how I fix it. So you find more information that way that you didn't really know that you needed. And if I didn't find it, or if it's something personal that I'm struggling with, or business-wise that I'm struggling with, that there's really not going to be an answer in the FAQ for, then she'll tell me, reach out to Dare to Dream. And she is not in any way shy about telling me to take my butt into Dare to Dream and find the answer there, or to take my butt to the FAQs and find my answers there. So if she will do it to me, she better start doing it to everybody else, dang it. So just be prepared for that tough love, and don't feel like she's ever being mean or being pushy, or just pushing you to the side, so because she just doesn't have time for you. I mean, the reality is she really just doesn't have time for, if every coach in the VIP group or in this Daring Faith group or whatever, if everybody has a question the same day, she legitimately just does not have time to sit and spend 30 minutes to an hour going and having a conversation with all of us. So we have to be able to find those answers elsewhere. And it will take a lot of weight off of her shoulders, and it will help her to be a better leader for us, because she'll be able to focus more on things like this email marketing and, all of the things that she is working on. So I just want to just urge you guys to please, please, please be dependent upon other things besides just Ashley.
My heart's like pounding right now. So thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. But this is not like I said, this is definitely not an attack. This has been 100% me enabling, and I realize that my enabling is keeping you guys from being leaders, and I want nothing more than for y'all, everybody, not even more than just what's on this call. I know Ashley wasn't able to make it because she didn't get off work until late. There's plenty of people. There's everybody, and so, anyways, to kind of also go back to that free group thing. Is there anybody that wants to kind of start working on? I've got like an Excel sheet that I already put together that kind of basically recapped everything from the dummy group that Chrissy had put together. So I don't know if there's anybody that wants to kind of go through that and try to basically, because obviously there's more than just us. So there's if we want to do groups of 4 or groups of 3 or something for to see if anybody's ready to take something like that on, and just to kind of at least lead the idea of okay, who wants to work with who, or create a post in Daring Faith on how to put this together. Crap, we've got less than a minute to go. Anna, it looks like you have
I just had a question. Do you know how many of us actually wanted to do it? Because I thought that was something we were actually going to talk about too.
And that's a great part to get started on, is just to figure out obviously I thought more people would be on tonight.
Yeah.
So maybe just that's obviously where we need to get started first. But this is something okay, if you're going to show up, you're showing up for yourself and for other people. So this can't be oh yeah, I'll do it, and then not show up.
Yeah. Totally.
Has to sign up. I've even wondered if there should be a qualification of you have to be in Success Club. You have to something to entice okay, I want people to be doing this, but it's also maybe it should be you're considered whoever's running the business. Real, I don't know. And that's kind of where I could use some help. I'm trying to figure out how do we qualify for people for this. So does that make sense?
Well, you definitely, I in my opinion, you don't want to do necessarily. You have to be in Success Club or you have to be Emerald, just because that kind of pushes Jenny out because she's not there yet, but she's willing. She's willing to get started and help out and learn. And you have to remember that this is a learning thing. This is something that we have to make duplicable for everybody. And the more simplistic we make it, the better. So it can be for new coaches just as well as those of us that are in Success Club and
we're going to run out of time. Anna, if I send you that sheet that I put together, do you want to kind of take the reins and see